Hello again, viewers, and greetings, fellow space travelers. This is Thorn of Night, and welcome to another lovely day in the world of the Refuge. And I am continuing with the world edit slash manual terrain modification for the road that is going to end up being the quest road for getting to the end, as well as a few other little quest things that are going to be happening on the server. And I wanted to sort of cover a little bit more about what I was doing with this. Basically, as you can see with the roads, what I've been doing is laying out the path where I want it to go, and then I do this. I walk around holding my wand and just spam click while walking the path that I want it to be, replacing all the grass near me with bedrock. That way it is a block that is distinct from anything else that's going to be generated here. And then I go through and I change the bedrock to a mix of the different types of blocks that I'm going to be using. For instance, on this biome here, it's the stone and the mossy stone. Uh, then, let's see here. Let's fly back. Boop, 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 boop. This way. Whee. Here, a little bit more randomization comes in. There's stone and cobblestone and andesite and gravel. And then at this transition area, there's a little bit of stone brick. And then it transitions all the way into the stone brick and mossy stone. But as far as the snow area is concerned, I wanted it to have a different sort of road altogether. And what I decided was I needed something that would not immediately get covered by snow again as I was building and over time. So I wanted it to be slabs. As you can see, I have replaced the bedrock here with cobblestone, stone brick, smooth stone, and a little bit of brick, just to make it look like it's thrown together by whatever was on hand, and that's basically the idea that I wanted to have here. But then, as I was going through, I wanted to replace all of the nearby plant life, and I had placed torches around this whole area to light it up and get rid of some of the snow, and I need to fix that. But I'm replacing the plant life and what was torches with snow by using the /snow command. But I've attached it to this hoe here so that I can come over here, for instance, and and click snow, and you can see down in the chat it says let it snow, and it will replace nearby blocks with snow as needed. But something funny is happening here on the edges of the road. In a couple of spots, loose snow is appearing here. Also, I discovered that when you replace those tall ferns with snow, both the bottom and the top block get replaced by snow, so you get a similar effect. But what I'm going to do is go through and replace near the road all the areas with snow. Then clearly come through and remove all these little floaty bits. And then I have an interesting plan that I'm going to employ, and it's going to actually be probably about 15 blocks either side of the roadway, so that it is very distinctive, and you can't help but notice that it's there. But before I do that, I'm going to have to deal with all of this. So I'm going to go ahead and finish snowifying and winterizing the road here. Also, a little bit of a slope change needs to happen in a couple of these places, but we'll get it all hashed out. I, of course, am getting help from the lovely little Cuddles, and right now she is somewhere up ahead of me doing some stairs, because all I did was slab this. You can't aim the stairs with the wand. They just appear, so instead of doing it that way, I'm just having her help me, or she offered to help me, rather. I was planning on doing it myself. But I'm going to finish winterizing this area, and then I will show you the surprise that I have in store for everyone once this is all done. So I will be right back. Alright, so now that all of the winterizing has been finished, the next step that I wanted to do was to make the area in the immediate vicinity of the pathway be a little bit more variegated. Basically, when you use snow, or when it snows in the game, all you get is this. You get just the one layer of snow. However, there is something else in this game that you can do, but I don't think there's a way to actually get it to happen in the game proper. And that is, you can stack the snow on top of more snow. It does not matter in the game, in normal gameplay, how much it snows. This will never happen. You just get the one layer of snow. So here's what I'm wanting to do. I want to, in an area around me, and I haven't tested this, so this might not work exactly the way I think, but I want to use this as a power tool. Whoops. Well, that's fine. Might as well do that. Slash power tool. And then I will go replace near. First off, let's get the ID for this. info. It is number 78. So let's go slash power tool, replace near, and let's go with the radius of, I want it to be significantly far. Let's go 20, and then replace 78 with, let's go 70% plain 78. Let's go 15% 78. Well, let's just do this in order. 15% of 78.1 and 10%. Let's just see how this looks. Of 78.2, and then 5%. No spaces, of 78.3. Let's see how well this works. I do this, and all around me the snow gets a little bit fluffy. Now that right there already looks pretty darn cool. But then my next idea, and this is the part that I haven't tested. If I do this, can I adjust it so that more close to the area that I'm standing, I get, let's go with, let's start backwards. Actually, let's see what this number is first. And also p time at day. What was I doing? Oh yeah, right. info. So that's 80. Okay. So let's change this to a power tool of replace near, and then have the distance, and go with 5% of 80. Whoops. And 5% of 78, 7, and then 10% of 78. Because the bare 78, it counts as 0, and it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There is no 78, 8. That 78, 8 is the whole snow block, which is block 80. Well, that's what I just looked up. So 78, 6, and then let's go with another 10% of 78, 5, and then one more 10% at 78. Oops, let's add the percent sign. 78, 4. So that's 10, 20, 30, 40% total. So I still have 60% left to split between 3, 2, 1, and the base. Let's see here. Yeah, let's go just 20% of each. Let's just see how this looks and we can tweak it later. 20% of 78, 3. Wow. 3. And then 20% of 78. That's, well, no, let's just leave it like this. And the rest that is not being replaced. We'll see. We'll see. Well, hold on. 78. I know I'm indecisive, but that's characteristically me. 20% of 78. We don't want any of the nearby stuff to be the one layer thick. So 78 colon 1. Let's look at the syntax, make sure everything's right before I hit enter. Okay. Now, what this should do is too many parameters. Okay, hold on. Place near 10. Ah, missed something. Of course I did. Replace near snow. Try this again. That looks a bit too noisy. So let's replace the whole blocks. Well, first off, undo. Let's replace the whole blocks with some more 2. So let's raise the 2 up to 25%. And let's replace this over here to be another 25%. Let's drop this down by 5% and then up this one by another 5%. Let's see how that works. Oh, that looks a lot better. So basically what we've got here is the outside gets a little bit of noise, and then here closest to the path you get a lot more texture detail. Now this actually has height to it. You can walk on it. And it raises you up and down and all that kind of stuff. So my idea here is to go down the pathway and replace the nearest, or replace the first width out with all of the low noise, and then replace the most intimate snow with the higher variety of noise. That way, up close, you get to see all of this texture, and then as it gets farther away from the road, you still get the feel of there being texture, but there's enough of it that if you stick to the road, all you're really going to see, or at least pay attention to, is this. I think this will look good, I hope, but we'll see. So I'm going to go ahead and do this for the whole width, or the whole length of the snow. And I'm hoping that this is going to turn out okay. Because look at that. That right there adds just a whole new layer of depth. And I can work with that. That looks just too cool. I may even go around some of the water bits to, hello, to add some additional fluff. And I will probably even save these templates so I don't have to come up with them on the fly again, so that I can add more noise to quest buildings and things like that to the area surrounding them, so it is a bit more textured. So I'm going to go ahead and get to work on that. Oops. And I'll be back in just a bit. Okay, so after a whole lot of clicking, I have finished the areas that are surrounding the road and even added a little bit extra oomph. Like, for instance, if you look over there, because I'm going to be using this area down here for some of the future quests, so I figure I might as well go ahead and pre-do some of the snow noise. Now, something I was thinking about, not for this area because it's still a little too close to the where the trees and stuff are thicker, but for more in the middle of the wasteland area, I'm going to be probably, not certainly, but probably changing the variety of snow. Namely, I'm thinking of making it almost whiteout conditions. So instead of having all of this be snow blocks here, or snow on dirt or on grass, what I will do is replace the grass with snow. So, for instance, I could just come through. Let's see here. Where's a good spot? Because I want to kind of make this into snow drifts as well. So, let's see here. This is a good enough area to attempt it. If I go power tool, replace near, let's go with a radius of, and this is going to hurt a little bit probably, but let's go with the radius of 35. Replace grass with 80. Here goes. I can do this to the surface and just replace all the grass for a large area around me with actual snow blocks, so that as you're looking, you don't actually get to see the dirt on the side for the most part. And then I can come over here and do it again, so that from the road that hill looks like it's just one great big snowdrift. And then I can come through and with a much smaller radius just replace the dirt near the road with additional snow blocks. That way the extent of the wasteland part is really just all snow, just everywhere. And I'm going to be taking out the intermittent trees, except for maybe a couple points. I may add this area as a treed in area so that maybe some of the fumes coming out of there are causing the plants to have more growth, and add this as a new thing to explore, add some fumes down at the bottom and all that kind of stuff, uh, and have something that the player can get, which is just a special stick or something that is a sample, or maybe one of these tufts of grass, and basically they go down, press a button for a sample, and the grass sample appears in their inventory, and they can take it and turn it into the NPC. If I can get that to work right, I'm still fiddling with that, but we'll see. But all I have to do is just a bunch of that, and that will also get rid of a lot of the nearby blades of grass too. So the tall grass just goes away. I no longer have that problem that I was going to hem and haw over with trying to manually get rid of all the bits of grass for this area. I can just replace the grass blocks with snow blocks, and then just piecemeal out the one little spot here, replace that dirt with snow, and so on and so forth. Then, after I do all of this, I can see what I've got as far as appearances, and design more of my quests around this, because I really do want this to be just this giant wasteland of nothing's growing here. It's all iced over, and then just a couple spots where there are some trees here and there. And that's it. So I'm going to probably add a little bit more detail snow-wise to this, and take out what I deem unnecessary for this stretch of the snowy area, and show you an update to that. I also want to make sure that the other side of this river, which will be visible, is all snowy. Look at that. That is so cool. Just had that brainstorm, and look at that. It's already being implemented. Just making this look just like this horrible, frigid, unnaturally cold area where no life is going to be able to grow. Look at that. It's like a whole new biome. It really is. And the only place where there's this difference is going to be the road. And the little quest areas on the side of the road. But I'm going to get back to work doing this, and I guess I'll talk to you in a bit. I suppose it's a good thing that I'm in creative mode. Hi. How are you? Anyway, I have made a serious amount of headway on this project. And obviously it's nighttime right now, pea time day, though. I have not done any of the work towards the bridge. I've just been working on the environment, making sure all the water is ice, making sure there are no leaves on any of the trees, but I'm leaving the trunks there because this cold snap basically, uh, the part of the story once you get here is it's happened so abruptly and so suddenly that it just killed even the evergreens. Everything is dead. There's just snow and ice as far as the eye can see, and dead plant remains. Obviously, the tree trunks. Um, but at around this point, even if you haven't gotten a quest for it yet, you will see this area. Oh, lag clear needs to get these things. This area here is... That's not going to work. Oh, that's not going to work either. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. The fumes that are going to be coming up from this will be keeping this area nice and vibrant. There will be a quest that is to be picked up probably around about here. I'll need to do my wand stuff over here to make the just bare snow look like this and all that. But I'll do that once I figure out exactly where I want the house to be. Uh, I decided instead of making all of the hills be just snow everywhere, I am going to leave bare dirt on the walls because A, it's a little bit more work than it needs to be, and B, it doesn't really matter if there's a little dirt, just as long as there's no grass. Now, for higher resolution, there's going to be, or not resolution, but render distance, there's going to be some visibility of those trees over there in that biome, but even the very nearest edge of that biome is going to be deleaved, and it's going to just be part of the overall story where the cold snap happened. But anyway, the quest will send the player over here, and there will be a safe way to come down. The bottom of this is going to be lava, then there's going to be some more glass trickery down here, and then there will be like maybe a little alcove with another laboratory under here, just a smaller one, and in it will be a button attached to a command block, and it will give the player a specific item that the NPC will be asking for, and it'll be like a named item, and it'll have certain metadata if I can pull this off. And then they will return it over here. It won't be useful for anything else other than that. Like, I'll make it a stick or something, I don't know. Or a redstone torch, something innocuous. And then use that to turn in that. Probably also have another one there give a quest for getting like a seed sample or something like that. But I don't know if that will be taken as a I don't know if I want them to be chopping down this stuff. I might have to claim this just to be sure. Well, no, because if I claim it, then I'll figure something out. I'll figure it out. But for right now, this is the gist of what's going on in this area. But the rest of this road, the whole thing, all the way down, all the water has been iced, all the snow has been crinkled, and all of the, well, at least most of the road has been retouched a little bit here and there. Still need to figure out exactly what's going to go there. I have a couple ideas for the structure, either using or not using that bit of terrain. It's kind of bouncing around in the back of my head. I've got other things going on right now, though. So I just wanted to try to finish this part off, and I'm kind of happy with the outcome. Let's see here. Is this gonna be... No, that's the flowers. Do this one. Ooh. Come over here and do that. Yep, that's the one I want right here. Make this a little bit noisier because this is relatively flat. There we go. And it's right next to the road. So I figure might as well. I should probably add some snow here. And the rest of this is just going to be a little bit of touching up here and there. Hello, Bun Bun. Enjoying your ice? Ooh, look at you with your evil red eyes. And I don't know why there's a hole there, but there we go. So, yeah. Bunch of work. Very happy. Now, next time, I'm going to be working on the rest of the bits of road. Like, right now I just have the bedrock here. Probably need to add a little bit more width to that. I'll need to go through with a fine-tooth comb and hammer all this out into something much neater and tidier, but I think this will work. Now this biome here I'm not going to make too thick, I'm going to leave the path here. Just like at the beginning near spawn, I'm going to have like a little bit of a clearing, but instead of having like the custom trees near that, this is going to remain just as is. I did some looking around over here, and it seems that there's not really enough of a dark forest biome to actually work with for my plan that I was having. Unless I'm thinking maybe have something way over here, like have a little footbridge here, and have a dark and windy path that goes through the thick bits of the trees, and try to maybe make it a little thicker and a little bit more dangerous. Add some additional dangers. Maybe let's see here. I was gonna have it come this way. Have another little bridge over here. Turn this sand into grass. Maybe add a little bit more island, and just have the path come over here. Maybe flesh out the island there. But have a side quest that basically they get to the end of the road right about here, and there'll be an NPC saying something like, "Oh, thank God you've arrived," and then they'll say, "Before you go up there, could you go over this way and help me get my dog," or something. I don't know. Some little side quest to send the player off that direction for a little bit extra something. Not necessary for progression in the main quest line, but side quests are often good for some slightly better loot. So maybe access to some enchantments or something. But I'll hammer out those details in the future. For right now, I think I've spent enough time on here that I can safely call it quits for the day. So, thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please feel free to leave a message in the comment section below, and I will be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. If you like this video and you like what I'm doing here, please feel free to give a like. I do appreciate it. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe so you know when my future stuff comes out. Hello, Moo Cow. But I'm going to let you go here. Thank you once again for watching. This is Thorn of Night on the Refuge, and I will talk to you later.